everyone, Michelle here at Gardening TLC. Welcome back to my garden. It's bulb planting day, but I'm not going to show you how to plant a bulb. I've already done that video, and if you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. Today, what I'm going to do is show you what I do to create the different drifts and the color blends, and how do you get that look in the garden. So I'm going to show you some tips and some tricks that I do that help me, because I'm a visual person. I think most people are visual people. So if you want to know what I do to create that look in the garden, come along today and we're gonna go check it out. Come on. Let's start in the driveway bed. In here, I'm gonna be planting some daffodils and tulips, and I wanna create a drift in here. So what I'm doing is I'm laying out the different packages so that I can see how the colors are gonna blend together. Now, I have chosen to use a early blooming tulip and a mid to late blooming daffodil. That way, the daffodils start the show, the tulips end the show, but at some point they will bloom together. Now, these all are about the same height, anywhere between 14 and 16 inches. Now, on the daffodil, I'm going to use the cultivar called Bravour. It is a white daffodil with a yellow trumpet in the center. It's got a really soft pastel color, but we're going to blend that for impact with this beautiful double red tulip, and this one's called Palm Ira, which I think is how you say it. But we are going to drift those through together. So we have daffodils mixed in with them all the way through the bed, and I think it's going to be very impactful and totally awesome looking, because you've got this big bold red with this soft pastel yellow white. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. The other thing I'm doing is, you can see I've cut back foliage here, and these are all daylilies. Daylily foliage has a tendency to come up pretty early in the spring. So my goal is that it's helping to hide the dying foliage of the tulips and the daffodils as they're dying back, because I can't cut them back unless I'm treating them as an annual. If I want them to come back the next year, then guess what? They need to re-energize in the sun, and all of the foliage needs to die back, which can take 6 to 8 weeks. Once that happens, then I can cut it back. As you can see, we are going to dot these through and weave them through. It's going to be very awesome looking. I do not plant individual tulips. In each one of these packages, I have 7 bulbs. What I'm doing is I will plant these all together in a hole. And if you saw my video on planting bulbs and the techniques of that, you can go back and see how I plant that, how I put that together in the hole so that I have healthy and great growing bulbs. I also offer what you can do to protect your bulbs against squirrels. So if you missed that video, I would go check it out. I'm also going to carry over some more daffodils and tulips of the same kind of looking, but they're proven winners. I kind of want to see what the difference is between the non-proven winners and the proven winners. So again, I've chosen that white daffodil with the yellow trumpet. It's a little darker in the center. This one is called Attraction. And in here, I have 10 of each in the package. And then we're still going to use a double tulip, but we're going to use the Rococo double. And so we're going to add these up here and stay with our red theme. And those are going to be planted just a little bit further up in the bed. So if I back all the way out, you can kind of see where everything's going to go. But you see how you get a visual of what's going on in the bed by laying out your packages? You can really kind of create those drifts and avoid the line of 1, 1, 1, and you really want to blend them in. So this bed is ready to go. We're going to drop it in the ground. I also want to add some early alliums, and I want the giant ones. So I'm going to be adding some out to the cottage garden, and I'm putting them pretty much near the hibiscus. The hibiscus are so late to emerge, and these are only in their first year, so they're going to get a little bit bigger. So they will eventually cover the foliage of the giant allium. Now I have 2 bulbs in each of these, so I'm going to plant 2 right here, and then I'm going to come down here and plant 2 more, and then I'm going to jump right down here by my other hibiscus and plant 2 more. I've always wanted these giant alliums in the garden, and I never remember to plant them, or I'll sell out of them and I won't have any. So I'm pretty excited that I pulled some so that I could get some in the garden over here. We're also going to be planting some in the passageway bed. So let's go take a look at where they're going to go over here. And then I'm also going to plant some in the back garden bed. So hold on. These are early summer bloomers. And so I'm putting one down here at the end. And then I'm gonna mix another one in here with the other summer alliums. But these are the gladiators, and the flower heads on these get anywhere from, I don't know, 7 to 8 inches across. They're pretty big. I'm gonna put another one right here. Aren't those absolutely awesome? The plant themselves don't look that great. They do get 36 to 38 inches high. So they're gonna be poking out in the garden in these areas. And I think, oh, they're gonna be awesome. So this is just the start of adding alliums to the garden. I only had the budget for so many. So in each of these packages, again, there's 2. So we ended up putting 4 in this area. We've got 3 in the cottage garden, and then I've got some more. And these are the proven winners, and these are called party balloons. Now the party balloons are going to get 16 to 24 inches high, and the big flowers on these again are supposed to be anywhere from 6 to 10 inches across. So we'll measure them when they come up. But we are actually going to go back here into the middle part of the garden. I only have 4 bulbs. I wish I had more, but I only have 4. And we're going to get these 4 in the garden as well. So we got to find a place in here to put these. I'm thinking I'm going to put one right here. So I think I'm going to mix it in right here. And then I think I'm going to put my other one right over here. So we're going to mix that right in. Won't that be awesome? Having those peek up through there. All right, so I've only got the 2. I'll add more as I can, put it in the budget, but those are where the party balloons are gonna go. Another way to create a drift in your garden is with a color scheme. So here I have pinks and purple. I also have peach and yellow. So in this garden, I'm gonna create a drift of tulips and daffodils, and I have different ones. I have, these beautiful purple dolls, which are like a lily tulip. And then look over here, I've got parrot tulips that are absolutely gorgeous. And then I have different kinds of daffodils, from the ones that create the clusters, and this is the Kapiti peach, to a beautiful pink paradise that is also a beautiful peach center. But then if I swing this way, oh my goodness, look at the tulip jellyfish blend. And then I've also got some that are bojangles, which are a 2-color pink and light pink. And then look at the tulip purple blend. I'm going to add some more daffodils in here, and I'm going to add the light. Oh, actually, these don't go. Let's pull those out. All right, I'm actually going to do the smiling twin. So my goal is to create drifts of flowers in the passageway bed, but instead of using one kind like I did in the front garden, I'm going to use different colors to create the drifts as well, and then have different textures and different kinds of tulips growing up in here. Now the daffodils, I'm going to plant them so that they are strategically placed so that I have other things hiding the foliage, and that way they can naturalize in here. The tulips, I'm going to treat those like annuals, because everything in the front part of this bed is kind of a low growing thing because of the kind of bed it is. I don't want to wait for the foliage to die back. So I'll probably end up pulling those out. But the daffodils, yeah, I want to keep those. So let's get these placed, and then I'll show you the drift of what that's going to look like once I get them all in place. All right, you can kind of see the packages all the way down the bed. We'll kind of show you the placement of those. So we had a few parrot tulips, and we started them right down here at the end of the bed. This one is called Rainomi, and it's from Proven Winners. And again, I'm going to treat it as an annual, mostly because over time, these 2 shrubs are going to get a lot bigger, and then those won't even be able to grow up through there. But while I'm waiting, that'll look really nice. If we swing down here, we have a lily tulip here. We did intermingle 2 different kinds of daffodils up here. We've got the peach and the white and yellow. And then there's one of our alliums. So we put that back behind the bed, because here I've got things that will grow up to help hide foliage, and that's a good thing. As we swing down here, we decided to add another fringe tulip right here. This one is called Purple Circus. We are going to interplant the daffodil Kapiti peach, which has like the little bundles of multiple flowers on one stem, right in there with that Joe Pye weed. That'll look awesome. Another lily tulip right here. we're going to do the Blends of Beauty right here. And this is where I had one of my Sedona bowls over the summer. Behind that, we'll have the giant allium. These don't bloom at the same time. Those alliums are going to come a lot later. All right, and then we jump back up for another purple tulip. And we did the last two yellow and white tulips in the back right here. We have the allium here and then another blend. This is the jellyfish blend. Isn't that great? And then we ended a parrot tulip down here. And then we did the match. Now the match I put both down here and up here, and then the alliums at the end. And then I did drop one more daffodil right down here. I dropped one of the peach ones. So we'll see if I want to keep that there or not, but I wanted one of the daffodils forward. So you can see that you can create those drifts with just colors. Now the other thing is I do have things up here. Even if I decide to keep these tulips up here, I can, because all of those little plants in there are alliums, which are one of the first ones to come up in the spring. So it'll hide all the foliage. You can't even tell where I put those bulbs. And I did not flag them because I don't want a bunch of flags. And I'm done planting in this garden for the year. So I'm not really worried about where they are. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that the squirrels don't dig any of them up, because I did not put chicken wire on any of them. So we're taking a little bit of a risk here, but I don't have that many squirrels because I really don't have things for them to eat like oaks and other people do. So the squirrels are busy at other people's houses right now. So we're hoping they leave them alone. But in the spring, oh my gosh, this will be absolutely stunning. I cannot wait. And then I'll show you how beautiful it is when it comes up. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it gave you some ideas of how to lay out your bulbs in the garden to get the most impact in the spring for the best show ever. Don't miss Garden Gab this Saturday, our question and answer video that will answer questions from the previous videos. We have not done one since August, so there's a lot of questions to answer. Make sure you tune in on Saturday. That's all I've got for today, you guys. I hope you get your hands in the dirt, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye, everyone.